Yeah, we just got to Gunnison, unloaded the bikes, getting all of our stuff unpacked, fighting over the rooms. I'm getting the shaft of the stick here. So I got the good room in our last trip, and so I think it was unanimous vote that I get to sleep on the floor or something. Whatever's left over, we'll find out. So
When people think of cycling challenges, they think of the epic climbs and relentless miles.
I've got to climb better. It's hard to pull this much weight up a hill.
To finish Steamboat Gravel is no joke.
Feels awkward. Feels really awkward.
You have to believe.
So this is really like your first real gravel ride.
Yeah, this is the first time on gravel.
125 miles, over 10,000 feet of climbing.
We're in hell.
A test of endurance, spirit, and willpower.
that was super wild.
Nobody has ever conquered a race this tough without having to dig deep.
It's killing us.
Especially if you're brand new to gravel cycling.
So I got a lot of work to do.
We take 4 beginner cyclists and push them to their limits.
I didn't know if I could get out of bed. That's how sick I felt.
Challenging them to conquer some of the toughest bike races in the country.
We've come a really long way in a really short time.
This is more than just a race. This is a journey. And we're starting from the ground up.
Welcome to Gunnison, everybody. Really glad to have you guys up here. I used to say Gunnison didn't really have much gravel, but that was before I started poking around on my gravel bike, and now I think that there's all kinds of great gravel here. In fact, I haven't even probably scratched the surface of the great riding around here on gravel bikes. So we're happy to have you here. Welcome, and this will be fantastic preparation for Steamboat.
I'm not quite breathing hard like I thought I would yet, but we're on flat surfaces.
So Gunnison County's 93% public land, and we're surrounded by BLM and then Forest Service, and any direction you go, bike riding, skiing, hiking, hunting, fishing, you name it, a little bit of everything. The one advice that I will give you guys is that you're going to be only mentally prepared to do what's out in front of you. Your mind has a way of working with your body, and it knows when that big day is. It'll prepare you for that. So just hang in there.
Coming out to Colorado, you know, we're only 100 miles or so away from Steamboat, so the terrain is kind of similar here in Gunnison. The goal is to give each of our riders the opportunity to cover the distance of Steamboat Gravel over 2 days. So we've put together 2 tough routes. You know, we don't want them to go into this race in a couple months blindsided and go, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
How was that last climb?
Fuck, dude, that
Was it hard?
Yeah, dude, it was really sandy.
Putting our riders through these 2 huge days of riding, I mean, a little bit out of their wheelhouse, I would argue, but that's by design. I mean, we're trying to take a beginner and have them do a 125-mile ride. It's gonna happen. We have to, at some point, stretch them. And this weekend, we stretched them to their limits, absolutely.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, caught that rock. Yeah, right now. I've been active my whole life, and the last 3-4 years that just drastically changed. And I found myself, you know, after an injury, not doing much, kind of going the opposite direction, you know, putting on weight, doing things I probably shouldn't be doing, and coming full circle, you know, staying a little bit more active now. And like, there's something inside of me that, like, I'm not done. You know, I'm still an athlete at heart, and I still have like this fire, this desire to do something. It's really hard to explain, but I feel it when I'm out on a trail. I just feel this switch kind of kick, and I know that I'm not done. I want to go test myself. I want to say that, yes, I can do this, and I'm not ready to stop being an active person. Actually still sweating like crazy. Everyone asking, is that water? It's like, no, that's sweat coming down. 1, 2, 3, shoot. See? I know a trick. Being a single dad has been the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. It's always been the ups, the downs, the valleys, the navigation. How do you make it better? How do you get better at being a dad? What can you do to be better, you know, to learn, to teach the kids, a better pathway, you know, and that's always something that I'm focused on for them, which was a big reason why I even applied to this project. Like, this shit's crazy, man. Like, who wants to be on camera on a bike dying in the middle of nowhere, right? But it's just to show them, like, be uncomfortable with something, go try something if you really want to do it. And if it's healthy and, you know, you love it, go for it, man. Like, I'll be there to support you.
If a person is just mundane, there's no spark, there's no energy. With Louis, there's always something new. There's always something, you turn the corner and he's doing something else, and he involves all of the rest of us in his journey as well. And so it's a way for us to, you know, live his life with him. He's very inclusive. He loves to have us around. It's just 100% sheer love.
I'm really happy for him that he's like doing what he loves. He's been going on little bike rides with us, and yeah, I like spending time with him.
I want to give it my all. I want to finish and, you know, get really plugged in how to use the app and, you know, really get dialed into the bike, and going all in, I think, is really keeping that focus of at the end of August, we have something big coming up. You can't pretend, you know, 124 miles or whatever it may be, right? If it was 20, 30 miles, sure, you can go do it, but you just can't pretend on this level. So I think giving it everything I can and really staying focused on there, you know, again, easier said than done, but, you know, that's where I'm pushing.
I think one of the big misconceptions about gravel biking, gravel racing, is that it's easy and smooth and straightforward, and it's easy to grab your bottle, grab something from your pocket. It's typically not. It's chunky, it's rocky, and that was a big goal of Gunnison, is put these people in experiences that are a little bit over the top of what they expect, almost mountain bike-esque, and then bring it back home a little bit where hopefully Steamboat's easier than Gunnison was.
And there's some days it's mind over matter.
You've had some pretty big...
Are you having a harder time with the physical or the mental part of it?
You've had some big rides though, man.
I'm gonna show you guys what you're in for here. For this, this is a big ride. I mean, 63 miles with 5,300 feet with at 75 to 8,500 feet is like,
No joke.
it's a solid ride. That'll be a lot of your biggest rides. So the course today, it's got 5 main climbs. They're all about 1,000 feet. None of them are too steep, but they have little bits and pieces here. So we've already seen some walking, just having a tough time. I don't know if it's the altitude or just they're tired, but they're gonna have to find their pace and keep moving if they want to get this route done.
My chest hurts, my heart hurts, the breathing. It's like fudge.
Lou is looking strong. I mean, there's a steep climb right back there, and he powered up it, looking smooth. Brandley also made it up. So I don't know if it's a coincidence that they're both from Colorado, and then Kristen and Richard were both walking their bikes up it and they're having a harder time from sea level. But that's definitely, I think, a factor that's playing into this all right now, because we are about 8,500 feet.
You did it, Rich.
I'll just take a water bottle.
More tired than usual. Choice of climbing, elevation, 2 things I don't have in Texas.
Eat something. Drink. I feel like I did well descending. I loved it. It was so much fun. Just flying down there. I felt in control, even though they were really rough. But I dropped Ryan a few times. He was behind me trying to film. I just was having a blast.
Dude, I can't catch Rich on the descents. He's so fast.
Okay, I'll say it. That was sick and I'm stoked. It just felt really free. Me, the bike, just flying down there, just picking a line, going through the rocks or trying to find the right spot and around the corners. I got lucky. I didn't bite it. It was me and the bike and just enjoying it. The most fun I've had on a bike, I think ever, was descending. I had a great time. Yes, it was a struggle. I did a lot of walking, but again, it shows me what I need to work on. I was pushing it way beyond anything I've ever done.
As the day went on, each hour on that bike, I felt stronger and stronger, and I thought I gave it a really solid effort. It certainly highlighted areas that I still need to work on, better overall fitness, more climbing, but I thought it was a good showing of the progress that I've made since Bentonville.
These mountains are humbling in so many ways. You think that you can do something and then you like see a big climb ahead of you or can't breathe and just look around and there's like these massive peaks for miles and it just makes you feel so small in so many ways, and I'm feeling pretty wrecked. Yeah, it's a hard day, but it feels good to be wrecked. So I know I gave it all. I don't think I could go anymore.
I think just like it seriously feels like we're climbing the whole time. The descents seem long, but they're so fast, so that I just feel like I've been climbing all day.
I really wanted to come out here and just kind of leave it out here. And I think that's something I did really well. Was I started off pacing myself a little bit, you know, focusing on getting some hydration in, and the second part, when I was hurting a little bit, just go for it. Just go for broke. There was no coming back from that point, so I might as well finish. So I think that was probably the best thing that I did all weekend, was just really dig deep. It's been a long time since I've been down that road, and I think it was nice to get there again through all the emotional roller coaster ride, but I pushed really hard.
We're back!
You made it! Good job, team.
Down.
Oh, that's fucking good. Jesus. That was ruthless. Holy shit.
Good job. Little rebound. Brenda Lee, how you doing?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I felt like the whole second half of the day felt stronger than the first half.
That's good.
Yeah, not what I expected or planned, but
That's okay. That's how it goes.
oh,
Expect the unexpected.
Get to the house, you gotta go that round.
I'm like easing my ass into it a little bit. I take the kids and we got to play and I'll kind of limp in after a run or something and just sit there.
For day 2 of this camp, I promised it'd be another pretty huge day. So we've got 65 miles with almost 6,000 feet of climbing. We're gonna go above 10,000 feet. Some tougher descents than we had today, but after what I saw, I really don't think it's anything that we can't handle. Day 2, Gunnison training camp on the western campus here. So today we've got a pretty sweet ride planned. We're gonna start out heading on some local paths, head up to Signal Peak on some smooth single tracks. So this should just be fun. Second half of the day, going up over 10,000 feet, and then kind of a fun, chunky descent. I'm excited to see how you guys do today.
So is this a dream, or is it really happening? Somewhere in between, what is real and imagined?
I'm memorizing a poem in my head today. It's a Wendell poem. It's called The Peace of the Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound,
For fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and find where the wood drake rests at the still water and where the great heron feeds. I find myself in the peace of the wild things who do not tax their lives with the forethought of grief. I lay down beneath the day-blind stars and feel their light, and at last I'm free. When you memorize something, you know, if you don't just keep saying it, then you lose a little bit of it. And so I knew I have a lot of time on the bike, and I knew I needed my head in a place that wasn't just about myself. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna like do that poem over and over again. And just these mountains, and that poem just reminds me that the world is so much bigger than me and my problems and my fears and my worries. It's so much bigger than like the daily toil.
This is a really steep climb. We drove up it, rode up it, got washboard. It's steep, loose, rocky, so it definitely is going to be taking a mental toll and a physical toll.
It's just this lack of oxygen. It's killing us. I thought yesterday was hard. Today was harder. At higher elevation, just trying to breathe. Krista and I, we ended up riding together, which was great. We like having someone with each other. We ended up having to stop. We'd pedal 20, 30 yards and have to stop and walk. 2 flatlanders. We're gonna make it, and we're gonna be proud. Just couldn't get our breath. And again, she's from Texas, I'm from Nebraska. This was a hard day. I'm tired.
Cycling has become such a tool for me to have a connection with my body, a physical connection. The bike has given me the confidence and the power to keep moving forward in any way. Ideally, that's still riding and still pedaling and still going, but maybe it's pushing my bike and walking beside it. Maybe it's just leaning on my bike for support while I catch my breath. But either way, it's this kind of constant tool that's been there that's helped me work through a lot.
Today was the adventure of all adventures. Putting in that mileage over 2 days was really difficult. Like it took everything that I had to make it through that. And so thinking about that, adding it together in the same day without having a night in between, it's still a really daunting task.
I came up to those downhills, was like,
I guess I'll just keep going in the grass.
It's like the 5th one today that we had. That was a harsh reality. There was a lot of really steep climbs that I didn't think I was gonna make that I powered through somehow. That was wild. That was super wild. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it right now. It was, it took me really, really deep. App here, the second half of my ride. Average speed was just under about 10 miles an hour, lots of climbing. Max speed, 21 miles an hour, beats per minute. The average about 158 to 160. It felt like it was through the roof. That's how it felt.
That thing was...
I am proud of myself, but I'm like weighing it with like, I wish I was faster. But I know that's stupid. I just knew my heart rate was like through the roof. And I just kept getting scared, like how long can my heart rate be this high?
I want to know this. When you all like send in the application and you're like, cool, Steamboat, I want to do this. How does your mindset like in that moment shift from where it is right now? Like, I want to do Steamboat, I think I can do it. Because you've all said you think you can do it.
I still think I can do it.
Yeah.
I know that Ryan and Alexi say the whole point is that, you know, this is impossible. And I've never really thought like it's impossible. Like I've just thought, no, I'm going to do that. But this weekend, like maybe I'll do it next year. Like I'm going to race, you know, but like maybe I'll finish next year. I don't know. I just have a lot of work to do and a short amount of time to do it, not at elevation. But I'm not going to make excuses. I'm just going to do exactly what I'm told to do, work my hardest, and try to be proud of that.
So how do I feel about Steamboat? I still feel like I can't focus just on Steamboat. I'm focusing on the milestones between now and then. When I was in Bentonville, there was no chance I could do a 50K race, which I did a month ago.
I got my first race number.
Once I got to there, it was like, okay, I can't imagine doing almost 60 plus miles in Gunnison. That seems impossible. Now I did that, and so now I have to like look towards the next thing, but it's hard to jump from like, I don't know, I can't ride 125 miles today, but in 2 months I might be able to.
So Gunnison was tough. Not all of them finished the courses fully every day. You want people to find their limit and then be able to take one step back, take a breath, and be able to look forward and figure out, okay, what are the paths ahead of me because that didn't work. I think leaving Gunnison, I hope that everyone is a little bit scared, but also motivated to go home and figure out, okay, I need to do more rocky climbing, or I need to do some more sandy descents, or I need to work on all these little things add into what it takes to take on a race like Steamboat Gravel.
I just got this weird low grind, just keep moving gear right now. So yeah, maybe that might help. when I'm feeling good, when I'm really doing my thing, it's like I'll smile. I just naturally, like I'm having fun and it feels good, it feels natural. Dude, like we're here to play, we're here to have fun, and like how can we not have fun? Everything is fun about it. The hills are ruthless, the heat is ruthless, you know, the downhills are sketchy and you're super tight, like, oh man, get me through this, but it's overall just such a fun thing that, you know, for a second, you get to play again, right? And that's kind of what I feel of going back to sports, you know, something that I feel like I lost so long ago.
Yeah, see you in Steamboat.
Good luck with those
Good,
hills.
really good.
Train hard.
See you in
Steamboat.
Steamboat.
I'm looking forward to it.
You
Alrighty.
got this. You guys got this training.
Alrighty.
Little disappointed with my performance up the climb, but glad I saw it. I can prepare for it better.
On the next episode of From the Ground Up, we head to Steamboat to put the final touches on our preparation ahead of race day.
Go give it everything we've got.